Alrighty, welcome back. I know it's been a little while, but hey, stuff happens, and I just wanted to get into the preseason reactions. Um, Overall, pretty happy. I mean, it's preseason, but a win's a win, and scoring 36 points was also pretty big as well. Pretty happy about that. But I want to run through the good and the bad. Um, I want to be really harsh because there are certain things that we could have done differently. I know it's in hindsight, but still. Um, Things that I agreed with that happened and I feel like shouldn't have happened. So we'll start off with the good, just because I like going through the stats because it helps me not just see the game film but see the stats as well. So we'll start with Love. Um, he was the only thing that people were looking at. He played two drives and played pretty well. He would have been perfect if he hit that one throw to Musgrave, which was really weird because Musgrave is like 6'5", 6'6", super long arms, and Love threw it over his head. Typically, that would be an interception, which is frightening. I know he was probably a little nervous, getting the jitters out, but had too much adrenaline and threw it over the top. Understandable, but if he connected on that, he would have had an absolutely perfect preseason first game. Um, I want to see a lot more of that though, just consistency and accuracy. Love that one throw to Christian Watson as well. If he connected on that one, my goodness, people would be singing his praises and be like, "Packers go to the playoffs." But that's not really where we're at. I love the gutsiness of throwing it to Watson though on that deep play, and it was just knocked down by the safety. But overall, I give Jordan Love probably like a B plus. He did nothing stupid, and the Romeo Dobbs touchdown pass was great. So I can't really complain about that. Other quarterback, Sean Clifford, dude played his butt off. Um, it does hurt him with the pick six though. The second interception arguably wasn't his fault. Um, the receiver didn't put his body in the way. But the first one, that was quite a bad throw. It was a really long throw across the sideline. So you learn from it. He's a rookie. He's young, but 20 of 26 and two of those being interceptions, pretty solid. So I was really happy. He threw really well across the middle, which Jordan Love needs to get better at because Jordan Love loves the sidelines, but not quite the middle. Sean Clifford loved the middle, and he executed beautifully. Um, so yeah, I was really happy with Sean Clifford because the everyone, including me, was very confused by the pick, and then after cutting Danny Etling, it was like, ooh, I don't, we're not like all in on this guy being the second string quarterback, but hey, he looks really good for our backup. So yeah, that was good and touched on. That was part of the good. My man Emmanuel Wilson, that was just taking away the 80-yard touchdown, which in itself was beautiful. He looked phenomenal for the other five carries he had. I mean, Patrick Taylor looked bad, and then Tyler Goodson only had three carries, but had nothing. There was no, he didn't have a hole one time, and so it was rough. And Emmanuel Wilson, has got good size, great speed, and I loved his vision. He has great vision, especially on the first touchdown run. He found a hole, stuck to it, and just went. And I love that. Honestly, he's young and he's good size, so he could replace Patrick Taylor, and Tyler Goodson just doesn't have a role right now, and so I'd be completely fine taking him as our third running back. I know it's a small sample size, but damn, that was impressive. So that's all I'll say there. We'll scroll down to the receivers. I was really happy with our receivers. Honestly, was. Uh, I'll touch on mainly Wicks and Heath. Wicks, very solid. He had that one really big play that was like 40 yarder or whatever. But besides that, solid. Caught a lot of his balls. Um, he was open a lot, and so they threw to him, and I really liked that. Um, and then Heath, love what I saw from him. I like his length. He's very lanky. He had one catch across the middle on a slant route beautiful catch. The announcers didn't like care at all, but like man reached all the way down, pulled it in, and then kept running. It was a really good. It was a really good catch. So I think those two definitely deserve a roster spot. I know Wicks is gonna make it, but like Heath better make it. Dude's playing his butt off in practice all year long, and then showed up pretty well for the game. So I personally think we should take six, and Heath should be our six over like Bo Melton and oh, what's the kid from Charlotte? I don't know, but I remember the school. He was injured for a while. Um, let's see. I think Tyler Davis got hurt, which is not good. Not good at all. I was really disappointed with our tight ends, our rookie tight ends. Musgrave looked very average, and Tucker Kraft, who I thought was going to look good in this game, just like based on like blocking and things, but he didn't get a ton of snaps. I liked seeing that the very first drive, both of them were out there, which I thought was quite cool. But um, they're just kind of they're getting used to the fast pacedness of the game, so I'm not going to critique them too much. But yeah, that was kind of the offensive side. I'll touch more on like a little bit of the bad of the offensive side, and then but for now we're sticking to the good. Mr. Carrington Valentine played his butt off and is arguably, once Eric Stokes gets back, he's our fifth corner. Man played his butt off, tackled beautifully, coverage was beautiful, great interception. Um, dude took Ballantyne's spot and Samar John Charles. Easily took those guys' spots. So man played his butt off, and he deserves definitely a roster spot at the bare minimum. Um, I was pretty happy with our safety play overall. I mean, it wasn't perfect by any means. We won't go that far, but it showed that we had depth and that we didn't just have to rely on two guys. But um, I really like Tarvarius Moore. He played really well. Had a lot of good tackles. I actually didn't see Anthony Johnson play too much, so that's on me there. I didn't watch the fourth quarter, which I'm sure he was in during that time. But Moore played really well. Owens, I liked what I saw from Owens. It was brief, but I liked it, and it was cool that he was starting. So I thought that was cool. You can't tell too much else from this. The only one who got a sack was offloader. One of the first plays with Keyshawn Nixon just running in. Love that they used him with that because dude's a beast. So I don't see why not. Yeah. All right, let's get back into it. Sorry about the cut, but time for the bad. This is gonna be fun because I mean, there's not a ton, but I'll go on a little rant in a minute. So let's see, what do I got? The O line, even the starting O line looked very average at best, which stinks. I know Bach wasn't out there for any of it, but Josh Myers looked very average. Odds are Zach Tom's gonna end up starting there. Just a thought, but didn't look great overall. And then especially the second team. The second team O line looked really bad. Sean Clifford was running a fair amount. He had a couple of times he had a lot of time, but other than that, it was pretty rough. A couple people got injured. It wasn't a great showing by everybody. So makes me a little nervous because in order for Love to succeed, we need a pretty good O line and for him to have a little time to throw. Because very few quarterbacks succeed with a bad O line, especially new ones. So yeah, that's all I'll touch on that. Time for the bigger rant. Um, I thought Lucas Van Ness looked terrible, like really bad. My man was playing against second and third stringers and wasn't doing anything. Um, it's kind of my rant in general. We get zero pressure out there, zero pressure. It pisses me off, especially on the outsides. I swear, the only time I ever saw pressure was when Devontae Wyatt would get in there or another guy. But besides that, the outside guys were not it or not doing good. And this is against second stringers. So I don't know. I was really disappointed. I'm like, if we're I know he's young. I know Lucas Van Ness is young, but I didn't see a play. I mean, I could have been wrong. Maybe he had a great fourth quarter or something, but he's not on here. He didn't have a single tackle. Um, so I thought that was quite weird. I'm pretty sure he's not on here unless I'm crazy. Um, yeah, he's not on here. He didn't have a single tackle, um, and he played a decent amount of snaps too. And he'd stand up the tackle and then just kind of he wouldn't throw him off or push. He seemed very timid, which is weird because his tape was really aggressive and strong. I'm sure he'll get there, but it was not a good first showing. So I hope I'm wrong, but I'd rather have Jackson Smith and Jigba personally. Personally, okay, I'm just saying, um, or offensive lineman, because I don't know. He better turn into someone great because the 13th overall pick needs to be damn good. So, yeah, that's my little rant on Lucas Van Ness, but I did not like what I saw out of him. So, that's about it with that. What else do I got? Yeah, I already touched on this, but I didn't like what I saw from Tyler Goodson or Patrick Taylor. Patrick got 6 carries for 19, and just he didn't look very good. And then Tyler got only 3 carries for 2 yards. One of them wasn't he had like negative yardage, wasn't his fault or anything. But the other ones he didn't show any of what he showed last year in preseason. Very small touch percentage, but didn't like what I saw. His returns were pretty good though. I like that. But Keyshawn's gonna be our guy. So I don't know. I know he's a fan favorite, but I just don't think he's good enough to make the team. Honestly, because especially after Emmanuel Wilson's freaking insane day, I honestly don't know. But yeah, overall, I was pretty happy with how he played. Um, I hope to see Jordan Love a little more next time, and so we can get a good, accurate description of what we're working with. Um, and we actually passed a lot. Like we didn't run the ball a ton, honestly. Um, Dylan had that one good run, but they took him out early, which I was completely fine with as well. But overall, I think there was only what 20-ish carries or so, which is it's not a ton. And so I think in order for Love and the Packers team to succeed, we need to have a really strong run game with Aaron Jones and Dylan. So, but that comes with a good O line and things like that. So yeah, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how we played. Scored some points. Clifford looked good. That was kind of it. A couple of the rookies looked really good, and things like that. So overall, pretty good first preseason. Let me know what you think. If any of my takes are ridiculous or I missed something, but um, that's kind of it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.